Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. So today we're doing yet another lightsaber theory video. And I would like to thank everybody who's watched the other ones. I'm going to have to thank everybody that has stopped by. You've checked out my content. And you know what? I appreciate that. And I really appreciate everyone that has left comments. I tell you, I enjoy reading what you have to say. I mean, some of these guys might talk about they enjoy reading it, but you know, I really do. I love to engage in dialogue with you. Some of the people I would like to thank that have stopped by and left those comments: the Senate, the Majinai, Butterfingers, Geekocidal Tendencies, Wicked and Friends, Parody Bizarro Production, Baron the Bear, Miora Leezy, Mr. Rax 9900, Infinity Nexus Reviews, Black Angus Reviews, Comic Book Journeys, Stevie J Reviews, and Wookiee Lives Matter. I also want to throw a special shout out to Curtis YZ. I have had many discussions, nice back and forths with Curtis, I really appreciate that, man. You made me have some thoughts that I might not have considered on my own. Then again, maybe I would have, but who knows? You actually sparked that thought that said, hey, there's something else here. Now, unlike Disney, the dumpster fire pit of the world right now, and their stupid ideas on what a lightsaber should look like or how it should operate, I actually had some good discussions with Curtis where we were trying to discover what could possibly be energy source. If it's not plasma, if it's not an actual just straight laser, because a straight laser wouldn't work. A straight laser wouldn't do some of the things that a lightsaber does in the movies. So what would it be? And Curtis actually hit on something to the effect of a laser that works like an electrical circuit, where the blade goes up and it comes back down and it completes a circuit. And it got me thinking. I started going over the old movies and checking out the lightsabers and how they worked, what they looked like when they were operating. And what I found is you could see in a lot of these how they spark when they hit. Now, when they clash and they hit like that, if they were just lasers, they wouldn't be sparking like that. So this leads me to believe, with all that clashing that's going on, and even when a lightsaber turns on, how it gets that weird, like almost like a hum to it that you hear in the movies. Well, that hum, you also see that blade pulsating. If it was a laser, it wouldn't be like pulsating like that. Which led me to believe that it was a very strong possibility that what this was, it was some kind of a hybrid type technology it creates that is not just a plain laser, that is actually a hybrid between an electrical current and a laser. And this would create that really weird glowing effect that you get from the lasers where they kind of like pulsate like a star or an electrical current will do. I mean, you look at lightning, when lightning's coming down, I mean, it gets that pulsating effect and it gets that nice big freaking, for better terms, a light shadow, I guess you would call it. You know, it gets that nice aura around it. And this would make perfect sense. Because some of the things that a lightsaber does, the way it burns and the way it cuts, like some of these scenes here, you obviously see sparks flying after it's hit the damn person. A laser wouldn't do that. A laser would just make a nice clean slice. It wouldn't look all jagged. It wouldn't look all burned up like that. This means that there has to be an electrical current, a hybrid of electrical current and a laser. This is the only thing that actually makes sense. Because I already discussed before why it can't be plasma. Because plasma just doesn't cut like the lightsabers do in the movies. And even some of the scenes when they're first turning on lightsabers, you hear that arcing like you would get from electrical current. I don't know. Is it just me? And lastly, in one of my other videos, I talked about the impracticality of doing spins and other tricks with a lightsaber without all that blade weight. And I don't think that I actually made myself very clear, because in Infinity Nexus reviews and I had some discussions on this, and he had his thoughts on it, and he thought that, well, that's why the Jedi practice a lot. But the problem therein lies is when you don't have the weight of the blade pulling that hilt over, it's actually the weight of that blade creating a pendulum effect. Look at this. You have a string. Lift one end of that string up and let it go. It doesn't go very far. Now add a weight onto the end of that string and it moves. It's that forward momentum, that extra weight on the end of it that's going to make it move. It's going to pull it over. And this is the same thing with a lightsaber. If you don't have that weight on the end, it just doesn't turn over. So right here, I'm doing some actual regular twirls, and I'm doing what's called the close-handed fist. And this is actually more of a fighting style, because you don't want to lose your weapon. If you're swinging that thing and somebody hits it, you don't want it to go flying out of your hand. And it's actually a rolling of the wrist. The other way that you can do this is it's a 2-finger grip to use that spin. So you get this 2-finger grip, and then you just spin it right in your hand, and you close your hand as you come back around, and you open it back up, but you always keep those 2 fingers closed so you just don't lose the blade. When you try to do that without the weight of the blade making it so easy for it to turn over and spin, well, you don't really get that control. And you can't really get that control. And I don't care how much you practice. Take something small in your house. Take something small, like if you could find like a small spray can, maybe like a air wick or something small, like maybe like a Febreze or something, and try just spinning that over in your hand like that. It's not easy to do without any kind of weight on the end of it. That just takes something simple, like take anything, even like a mop, a broom, and you could easily feel the forward weight of that spinning it over. It's actually doing the work for you. And that's the whole idea behind these spins, is you want the blade to do the work for you. You don't want to have to sit there and try to struggle turning your wrists over, turning your fingers over to try to make this thing spin. Because if you have no weight on the end of it and that blade is spinning and you're not controlling it properly, because you're not going to be able to without that forward weight, well, eventually you're probably going to wind up freaking slicing something off if it was a lightsaber. Anyway, guys, that's all I got to say this time. Thank you all for stopping by. Please hit the like button if you like what you've seen. Subscribe, and please leave me some comments. I love to read them. And I will catch you all next time. Later, y'all.